Hola amigos, Pete here, how you doing? I hope you're well and happy Friday to you. Hope you have an amazing weekend, whatever you do. But what we're really here for is to finally find out the final standard release date. Because after much teasing, we do now have the release date. And it is going to be next Tuesday, the 18th of November. That's for premium members. Now this is kind of what I expected it to be, bearing in mind we had the battle log update this Tuesday, so usually it's within a week or two of the battle log update we get the DLC. So that's pretty cool. However, interestingly, the release date for Final Stand is clashing, shall we say, with the full game release of Far Cry 4, which a lot of you will probably want to be playing, and Grand Theft Auto 5 coming out on the next-gen console, so Xbox One and PS4. Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out next Tuesday as well, so is there a little bit of marketing strategy here to try and pull people away from those new releases? I don't know, but I can't imagine it will necessarily work, because a brand new game is always going to have a little bit more appeal than a standalone DLC. Anyway, in other news, I want to talk about this rumoured 6th DLC. Will it happen? Won't it happen? And I think maybe I've got some information which shows that this 6th DLC is actually going to happen at some point. So let's talk about that now. What news I have? Well, first of all, let's talk about Battlefest. We know Battlefest Season 2 is out at the moment. They're running double XP events, community missions, all those sorts of cool things. But if you go to the Battlefest calendar and scroll all to the bottom, there's a little hint. There's a little teaser and it says all this and more. So as if to suggest there's something else on the horizon, but they can't actually tell us what it is yet. Now, does that mean a 6th DLC? No, it could mean anything, but I guess it could be hinting towards a 6th DLC, you have to give me that. Anyway, moving over to Twitter. Next bit of evidence to show you. A guy called BTC on PC said to David Serland, or Tigger as he's known on Twitter, that's his handle. And by the way, David Serland is a DICE LA developer working on CTE, and he has been one of the people speaking to the community about the possibility of bringing those old maps, a 6th DLC, so to speak, into Battlefield 4. He was the guy that really brought the idea up. Anyway, back to the point. BTC on PC said, what could that mean? And he shows a picture of this premium calendar, and he says to David Serland, I think it means DICE loves us and we love DICE. David Serland says, lots of activities planned during Battlefest. We hope to respond to your suggestions and wishes for the future of BF4 during Battlefest. And then Juan Pablo says, revisiting old maps please, like Sane Crossing, Bazaar, Telemarket, Strike at Carcand, etc, etc. And then Peter Hansen says, well, tell us already, we're tired of waiting, Battlefest is only temporary, short activity, what about more DLC? David Serland says, I'll tell you everything as soon as I possibly can, but focusing for now on Final Stand. Well, that's interesting, right? So he's not saying, no, I'm sorry, you know, there won't be a 6th DLC. I don't mean to dash your hopes, but that's it. He's not saying that. He's saying, I'll tell you everything I possibly can when I can, but we're focusing on Final Stand. So Peter Hansen says, we'll wait it out as hard as we can. Just please remember for the future how we all badly want that remake. And then David Serland says, at the end of the rainbow, Battlefest, lies the treasure. So that's his direct response to Peter Hansen on Twitter. At the end of the rainbow, Battlefest, lies the treasure. Now, I also know one of my other friends on Twitter said to David, is this, you know, at the end of the rainbow, is this Final Stand? Well, we now know that isn't it anyway, but I want to say thanks to Bullseye KK on Twitter, a friend, that he did confirm he wasn't talking about Final Stand, and we know by the calendar dates now Final Stand is next Tuesday. So what is this rainbow that lies at the end of Battlefest? He is responding directly to questions about a 6th DLC. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the biggest hint yet that we are going to be seeing the 6th DLC, and boy oh boy, I'm really excited. I think this is a really lovely thing for the developers to give back to us. So, and another thing, some people talk about timescales of this. If it's going to be at the end of Battlefest, I guess we're going to be seeing it at some point in December, which will make sense, right? because you wouldn't want this 6th DLC to come out in March or at the end of February so it clashes with the release of Battlefield Hardline. That doesn't make commercial sense. Anything that's going to take interest away from Battlefield Hardline, that's not really a goer from a marketing perspective. So to have it in December, from my point of view, does make really good sense. So yeah, so it looks like we're going to be getting a 6th DLC. How cool is that? It's not 100%, but it looks like it. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you ever so much for watching. And until next time, adios amigos.